All right, we are now live from the hive in my backyard, and I'm just setting up a few things as we're getting ready. I want to thank you for being here, and I'm going to go ahead and put together a few things. This is our new nuke that was a swarm rescue by the Long Beach Beekeepers. I just moved it this morning. Right now it's about 9 o'clock in the morning. I realized around 7 o'clock that I could just move this to my backyard, and then that way we can do more lives from the hives a little bit more frequently. And so what I'm going to do is inspect this. I did move it from an area that's the bee sanctuary. It took about maybe 10 minutes to get this set up. And so what I wound up doing was taking this nuke, just closing up the entrance. And actually, why don't I go ahead and then show you what that looks like. So the entrance is over here. And because it was a 2.2 mile move, he just ate one of the bees. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I went ahead and then moved this by closing this little area here. So thank you to everyone in the club that helped put these together. We even have, kids helping out with painting them. And to try to make sure that they don't get too confused is to try to put something over the entrance to obstruct the area that they're coming in and out of. So maybe they might, get the hint that something has changed and they're in a new location and they need to reorient before they go. Now, this was a swarm collected in 2020. This is now 2021. So it's not a swarm hive, or I should say it's swarm. It's actually a probably established hive. And so we'll go ahead and take a look at that. I think I thought it was pretty heavy. And you may think this is crazy. I'll have some other video of this. But I wound up just putting this in my car in the front seat and just hoped that the lid did not come off. But I didn't strap it down, which was probably a mistake. And so let's go ahead and then take a look. I do have all my stuff, my gear. So I have my half suit, gloves, a lighter, my J hook, a knife because I don't know what's going to be in there. Things might get stuck. And then I also have this little spray bottle of sugar water. And then I have the smoker that's here. And then we can probably get the smoker going again. Give it a few little puffs. I've actually already been smoking this for the past 20 minutes. You can see the smoke has kind of died down. So before we actually get fully started, I'm going to want to make sure that my smoker is looking okay. This hook is usually cool, even if it's pretty smoky, but just to be on the safe side, let's go ahead and then add a little bit more fire here. So I've got my little guy, I'm going to hold down the safety, click, oops, get some fire going. And then we're going to light this up. There we go. So that's going. All right. So put that down. I don't know if you could tell. I just use this. If I need to, I push down the burning fuel to get the rest of it going. Now that's some smoke. I'm going to push this down so it's on tight. And then I'm going to put this guy over here with my other stuff that's right next to the nuke. And we're going to set you up so you can see what's happening. So hang on one second. Let me go ahead and then put this in place. So hopefully you can see that, see everything. And I'll pull the frames closer to you so that you can see what's going on. And we're just going to go for as long as the bees let us or until my battery dies. So again, I have my smoker right next to me here. There we go. So we've got some smoke going and it's nearby. It's technically not near enough to me, so I'm going to move it to the other side, pass it around. This thing that I'm using to hold it. I'm actually going to try to get some other video here. Hang on one second. Thanks for everyone. It's great to see you, Beth. It's great to see you, Jennifer. Jen, I hope that you guys can hear me okay. If I could get a thumbs up, that'd be great. Looks good. I'm going to take as also sounds good. So I'm just moving over some stuff. I'm going to see how they do. I don't know yet what the temperament of this hive is. If you hear that noise, it's just Koala, our dog, biting at the bees. And so what I'm going to do is this is a lid that is flat, and I'm going to just pull it up. Actually, my smoker's going more than I want, so I don't want anyone to think that we have like a fire going on over here. I'll just put a little bit of a stick in here. So actually what I do when I'm trying to like reduce the amount of smoke, I just put a little stick in the smoker outlet. And then what I do, oh, thank you. It's good to know that it's sounding okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift this off. There's like no propolis whatsoever. I actually, when I was over at the sanctuary picking this one up, I didn't have any gear on. I just lifted up the lid. I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is the right one because there seemed like there were so many bees. But there are a good set. Wow, in Florida? That's amazing. It's good to see you. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to pull this lid off. Just so you guys can see. I still don't have any gear on, but maybe just so I don't like do anything crazy, I'll go ahead and then put my half suit on. So half suit is going on. Hopefully my earpiece doesn't come out as I'm doing that. And I usually don't even wear suits if I know the bees because I'm just kind of lazy that way. And it gets so hot when I'm in a suit. So I wind up just leaving it off. And so now we have our suit on. I'm going to keep my gloves off. I've got my spray bottle. So one thing I'm going to do is do a little bit of a spritz, and then I'm going to have them go down by using the smoke. So again, this is a lid that is not attached by propolis, so it's still pretty new. So I just take that off, and then you can see all the bees that are on here. It looks so cute. They're very calm. You can tell that I pulled this off, and they're just kind of cleaning the lid. So I'm just going to put this on the side. Hopefully it doesn't fall off of my greenhouse that's right here, because if it slides, let's not do that. Let's put it on something that is flat nearby that won't be, slippery. So let me go ahead, let me pull you guys off so you can see this a little bit more closely. So you can tell that there are a couple of things. It looks like there was, maybe this was not a swarm, but maybe cut out, or maybe there was some honeycomb that was left in here. This is a feral hive, so I do like to work with feral bees, which are just means that they're just wild honeybees that are out in the world, and they probably swarmed. Again, I use a little bit of sugar water. I made this morning, so you have to always use fresh sugar water if you're going to do this. You want to do just a spritz so it gives them something to do. And then if there's too many up on top, what I'll do is, and that's not the case here, this actually isn't very many bees, what I'll try to do is pull out a frame. And the one that's closest to us here is probably the one I'm going to try to pull out. I see there's some comb that's attaching it there. So, but there's so many bees on that side. I think that this is the side that's going to be easiest to come out. So I'm just going to take a little bit of smoke, and then I'm going to try to get them down. And then we'll see what happens. I'm doing this one-handed. I probably could get my little stand over here to be a little bit closer. Then maybe you guys could see as I'm doing this. Hold on one second. Let me push this down. Okay, let's try this one more time. I hopefully don't turn off my phone by accident. All right, okay, there you go. Now you guys can watch me. So I'm going to be over on this side. So what I do is I get my J-hook out. Now the J-hook, the way that this is going to help us is it goes underneath. Like if you can get it in here, you can actually lift up like this, and then you lever off this little flat end off the neighboring either ledge here or the neighboring frame. I apologize for the boisterous chickens in the background. I did not let them know we were going to do it live from the hive, otherwise maybe they would have been more quiet. But I'm going to go ahead and then use the bevel edge here just to get in between two of the frames and kind of just wiggle things around to see how loose things are. I'm actually on the other side. Come with me so you can see. So I'm on the other side. And if you have trouble getting in between, sometimes what I'll do is I'll use the lever between here and just kind of go like this. Oops, don't want to, oops, got someone's foot. Oh my gosh, of course someone has to start laying. You know what, guys? If you can, our squirrels have been stealing our eggs. So let me just take a look at the bees for a little bit. I'm going to try to see if I can catch this egg. Hopefully I don't lose my connection with you guys. But there are so many eggs, and that's our job. Well, there's no egg in there, so we're fine. It's just a chicken egg. She hasn't actually laid the egg yet, so hopefully that keeps them quiet for a second. Okay, I'm back. Oh my gosh, now she's starting again. I'm sorry. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to try to lever out this frame. So I'm putting in the J-hook, and then I'm going to lift up. I'm just going to lever back. That's how we're going to get it out. There we go. So that's loose on that end. So that's good. And then it's loose on the other end, I hope. Let's see. I'm trying to move it over here. Trying to get up. Yep, it's pretty loose. So what I can do is leave that like that for a second, because I want you guys to be able to see what's going on, and it might be a little bit tricky unless you're a little further back. Hi, Natalie. Natalia, oh sorry, Natalia, hi. Good to see you. And I'm sorry if I missed some other people who logged on while I was chasing down a chicken. Okay, so let's go ahead. The other reason why I'm not using my gloves is the last time I got stung on those gloves a few times from a not so nice hive, and I'm hoping that there's not a bunch of pheromones still left on it, because I want these bees to like me since we're just getting to know each other today. So I do have some bees kind of around me, so maybe they're a little bit irritated about what I'm doing. So let's just go ahead and then put some gloves on. So I like to use canvas gloves. Again, it's so I can wash them easily. The way that it works is you just pull them on, pull them over your sleeves, get your fingers in there. I like to have them a little bit on the loose side, so I always get like the biggest pair that I can still move my fingers around in. So again, I'm putting these on, and we'll see how this works. I really love working without gloves, but we are going to do this just because I'm not sure what this hive is like. Then I'm going to lever up on this side, and then I'm going to use my J-hook to lever up on the other side, which you might not be able to see, but that's okay. We do what we can without, totally messing up stuff. So it's really pretty stuck. I'm actually lifting up the whole hive when I'm trying to pull this out. So this may be a good lesson for us. Yep, they definitely don't like me doing this at the moment. So I did see something that happened. When I look inside, there's actually a big amount of comb that is, there we go, lots of smoke to getting down. So we can take a look as to what's going on. So what happened was, let me show you, because they got kind of upset at me for pulling, and I can now see why. I don't know if you can tell, but there is a piece of comb that's right there. And it's actually not like bridging comb, it's comb that's coming out. And so it's in the center here. So when I pulled it out, it started to push the other comb that's underneath it that's in this frame, and it started to push it out. So I think what we're going to have to do is, and we're just getting to know this hive. It's, one of the things that's a little bit tricky about leaving our nukes like this. And you can see I broke some comb over here, which was probably also not appreciated. We broke some comb here, also not appreciated. And it's my fault, they were fine just having this, nuke all to themselves without anyone messing around with it. But we have got to be able to inspect our hives. We cannot be, the type of beekeepers who, walk away at the slightest bit of it being a little bit hard. We do hard things, as the saying goes. So let's see, I'm going to go in here, and I'm just going to see. I'm trying to look through the phone so you guys can see what I'm doing at the same time. But I'm going to break the comb. Again, this is going to irritate them. And then I broke that comb already. But I don't know if you had seen that, like when I broke that comb initially, They all came up and were not very happy with me. And you can even hear them right now, not quite happy with me. I could consider going to a different one, but see, there's bridging comb there. There's bridging comb here. No one has tried to, let's give them a little bit more sugar water down there. Give them something to do. They'll like spend their time kind of cleaning off the sugar water. I don't want to do too much sugar water outside of the hive because that will attract ants. And our goal is not to attract ants here. And I don't know if you could tell that almost pretty quickly, it started to lower the level of buzzing. So it's another good way to kind of gauge how things are going is you see how things are sounding. You don't have to always use your eyes. You want to use your ears when it comes to bees. Oh, you also want to use your sense of smell because if you smell any banana smell, that's a sign that they're giving off a pheromone that they feel like they need to protect the hive. So let's go ahead. So right now I'm just kind of waiting things out. I think in general, like if you see some of the big beekeepers in terms of like pollination in almond fields, they just move. They go to one hive, go to another hive. They're just moving very quickly. When you're working with your backyard bees, I usually say go ahead and then enjoy yourself. Do it as a calm adventure. Look at who's here. Someone is thinking about stinging. She's not 100% sure about it, but we'll see. So I do have some more buzzing around me. They're coming out a little bit more. I may just kind of let them figure out where they are today and not go too crazy. I do want to pull out one frame, but I do have also the feeling that they may not go well. And Dum Dum next to me keeps on eating the bees because he hasn't seen bees in the backyard for a while. I don't know. If you guys have an idea of whether you want me to pull up that frame, because I moved them this morning about an hour ago, so this is kind of new to them. I could consider letting them just kind of figure out this location and not have too many crazy things happen. They seem to be all around me at the moment. Which is not a bad thing. It's just they're interested in me just as much as I'm interested in them. I do want to pull out something. I could also consider just pulling out everything and putting it into a bigger hive with some space in between them. I have a feeling that they have pretty much filled up their nuke the way that things are looking. And if I can get one frame out today, that will give me some better space to inspect the other ones. I think we got to go for it. I'm not sure what you guys are thinking, but I'm thinking we have to go for it. Even if the bees start to defend their hive by stinging, I think we can go ahead and then try to see how that's working. So we shall see this. Oh, that's a good point, Jen. We're going to see Dee and Cordelia went on a big adventure to the almond fields, and they are going to go ahead and give us a little tour, a picture tour via video, and Cordelia is going to be narrating. All right, I'm gonna give it a go. I'm not looking forward to this. So hang on, let me get this. It's very hard to do this with my gloves on. So, I think I cut most of the stuff. The other reason is I just don't want them to like sting my chickens. The chickens are kind of laying eggs. So let's go ahead and then get them down again. Get them out of the way. They're buzzing a lot because they smell. Oh, it's just like a mess in here. So definitely inspect your hives on a regular basis. It's really easy to kind of say, oh, they're doing really well, but at least once a month is really, really helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and then pull this side up and then pull this side up. I'm kind of backwards here, but I want to make sure I'm not in your way so you can see what's going on. And then we're going to see hopefully that other piece. So it's all nectar right now. Oh no, there's actually some brood on the other side. So I see a lot of bees coming up. I'm just going to smoke them back down as I try to figure out what's going on here. Another option is sometimes to pull out 2 frames at the same time. If you're having trouble, which I'm kind of having trouble getting this out because there's that piece that was on the wall. Oh, it's actually pulling out a piece of brood in this other frame. Unfortunately, it looks like something has happened here where there's some really serious cross-combing. So one option is to try to pull 2 out instead, but I'm just going to try to get this out and see what happens. They are definitely not going to be happy with me. And they're actually going over to one side. Darn, it is super hard right now to pull this out. I'm going to show you what's happening if I can get this one side out. Unfortunately, the whole hive was starting to come out. And the whole hive box was lifting, the nuke was lifting up. Let me try one more time. I think they're just like not very happy with this activity. I might have to pull out a couple frames at the same time. So I'm glad we're doing this together because if I was just inspecting this by myself, I'd probably just stop at this point. What I see is that there's a piece of comb that is on this frame here and is actually attached also to here, and it's got some brood in it. I can't see it very well. I'm going to see if I can feel it here. I don't really feel it. So I might be able to pull it out. I'm going to see what happens when I do that. Because I feel like it's not attached anymore. I think it's just stuck. So I'm glad you guys are sticking around. I appreciate the support as we're doing hard work in our beehive. Oh, I can see someone was mentioning it. Yeah, I know. The reason why I'm not taking out the second one right now is I can see it's attached to the third one, and the third one is attached to the fourth one here. So I think that's the thing that's a little bit tricky. I can try to pull it out. I just need to get one out so I can move all of them. I'm glad I put my gloves on. I'm gonna try one more time. Let me see if I can just get some of this out. It's stuck on the right side too. That's what's so confusing to me. It's stuck on both sides. Yeah, this is like taking some manhandling. I'm just gonna pull it. Yeah. We got some drone brood over here. So we got drone brood here. Let's put that in there. We're getting it out. We've got some other brood. Oops. But we're gonna just get this out because we just got to. This is unfortunate because there's some brood in here too. Alright, so hopefully the queen was not on there. We are gonna go take a look and see. So I've got one of these out. We're gonna let that kind of sit there for a second. I'm gonna go get something that I can put that in so we can take a look at it. And let's see. Let's see here. So we got some drone brood here. You can see that. I'll just leave that to the side for right now. Unfortunately, we have some regular brood I'm gonna have to leave to the side. And now I can actually see in, and we've got some great brood, but unfortunately, let me show you what's going on here. All right, there we go. So I don't know if you can see, but there's some other combs that are attached to this one here. So I think there's a lot of not even like bridging comb. It's just that they're crossing 2 frames, and that's something that we need to kind of figure out. So a lot of the bees are out and about at the moment, so hopefully they don't swarm on me. There are some little larvae that are in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to smoke them down. Oh, I see second set of hands. I thought you were saying that I needed to get the second frame out. But yes, I definitely need a second pair of hands sometimes. It could be helpful. So what I'm going to try to do is they're kind of over here. So I'm going to push them up, smoke them up. So I want them to go back inside. Sometimes if they won't do it on their own, I think they are. See how they're like running back in? They just want to go back in. They just weren't sure if I was going to mess with them if they were. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and then cover this up so it's not smoking so much. There we go. And then real fast. And I want everyone in the world to know that I'm doing this at the moment, but I am technically legal, not too close. We're right in the center of our backyard. We're going to take a look at the blue comb in just a bit. So what we're going to do is get our lid that's over here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide it over. Slowly slide it over. So what I'm going to do is give them a dark space. So then that way they want to go back inside. I'm going to go ahead and then close up my smoke. Don't make it go all over the place. Close up the smoker. I'll get some water in just a minute. And then I'm going to close this up slowly. Slowly. What I'm going to do is give them a space that they can go back into. And then hopefully they'll go back inside. Because they're kind of climbing up here. Since I got my smoker still going, it doesn't have much feel. I'm going to maybe get them back down. You can kind of see them going back inside. I don't know if you can see them. They're kind of walking back inside now. And now we've got stuff kind of at a place where we have a little bit of space in there. So I think what I'm going to do is give them a day to kind of, calm down, maybe even 2 days. But we need to put another frame in there. I could do that tonight. And then that way don't accidentally start to build out some more onto like the lid instead of building onto the actual frame itself. So I don't know if you can tell, I'm just kind of pushing this down. And then I'm just going to let you guys watch that process for a moment. Okay, because I need to just douse my smoker. Hang on a second, really quick. You guys could probably still hear me. I'm walking away just so I can pour some water into my smoker. Hang on 1 second. I think what I'm going to do is just douse it right here. Because all my fuel's gone. It's just smoking. You hear that? I always like to make sure it's completely out and wet so it doesn't reactivate on its own. So you may be seeing a lot of bees kind of doing their thing. I think they're trying to figure out what to do. They look great. Yes, I do have 8 frames and I have some 10 frames. But I'm not sure what's put together. But this definitely needs to be redone in the sense that there's so much comb going sideways that it's kind of a mess. I probably could show you. Maybe I can show you what I can see here. Oops, sorry about that. So if you can see how the frame is kind of wonky, like it's a little bit to the left if you're looking at it this way. And you could see how it was starting to move off to the right there onto the other frame. Here it was perfect. And then it starts to move off for some reason. And then this was a little bit further to the left. And so what happened was there's another one that's right on the right here that is on that other frame. And so then it was starting to pull this other piece off. It was a mess. It was doable. Yeah, and these bees are beautiful. have them, have you take a quick up close look at them again as I try to see what's going on this frame. Right now they're like drinking everything. They're fanning. I can show you some fanning. Let's see, it's been about a half an hour, so I think my battery's going to last for a little bit more. We've got a lot of just brood on the side that we can kind of look at later. But yeah, these are looking really good. I saw some fanning, which is when they're putting their bottoms up in the air. And here we go. I think I might be able to show you a little one here. Let's see. Nope, she kind of moved. Here's another one that looked like she was fanning. Like right there in the center, she's fanning. Her bottom is a little bit high, just to provide some direction as to where to come back to this hive. I hope you got the picture that this is a new location, that things have drastically changed. So I think we're going to be letting them do their own thing. Here's some more fanning, where they're fanning their wings but staying in place. So bees do a lot when they're moving their wings. Their wing muscles can be used to heat the hive, where they disengage the actual flapping of their wings. You can see they can flap their wings and not actually fly, and then they're kind of directing or creating a current of wind that's going to send a pheromone that they're producing out to the side or out past their bottom. Their wings are used for flight, and if you guys have other ideas of what wings are used for, that'd be kind of fun to think about. But so they definitely were like, escape, things are happening to the hive. So hopefully, the one danger when you start to see this amount of like activity outside the hive is like, are they planning on swarming? Which is always a possibility if you really like anger a hive. Kind of like that's what they do if they get sprayed or something else is done to them. They'll actually swarm before they just sit there and die in a hive. But I think if we leave them alone for a couple of days, maybe they'll forgive what I did. So, any other thoughts out there or questions? I'm really just watching, just like you're watching, just watching them hang out and seeing how they do. It's always just fascinating to watch them in action. I hope you were able to see everything and see what the problem was. We still have our brood that was here. So you can see it was drone brood. I don't know if you can tell. It's just a very large cell. And I will probably look at those a little bit more closely later on. But definitely you can see here that it's very patchy. You can even see some of the larvae of the drone brood. Try to hold it still so you don't get like all seasick. You can see how they're smaller to the left. Oops. Okay. Hope you guys can still see. My phone got a little bit confused because I was rotating the phone. But here we go. I don't know if you can see in there. I think you can even see an egg. It's hard to see with my veil on. Oh yeah, there's eggs. I can see over here. Let me see if I can get that in your sight. Let's take a look and see. Alright, I'll try to get some up close pictures for everyone. And I don't know if you can see the eggs. I can see them when I'm looking at the comb, but it's a little bit harder for me to see them in the in my phone. But I don't know if you can tell. Let me see if I can rest this here without covering up the camera. But there is an egg there, and then some smaller little larvae there. And these are all going to be some. Sorry, I got distracted. I was looking at the comments. Yeah, definitely. We'll see how this turns out. So I'm not super sad that we lost some drone. I mean, we never want to lose life on purpose. But I think this had to happen. You don't want to ignore your hive, even if you don't want to inspect it because it's gotten kind of messy. You want to keep on going. There's some nectar. There wasn't any honey as far as I could see. So I'm going to go ahead and then finish up, and I'm going to look at this comb a little bit more closely. I'll try to get some pictures so everyone can see. And then I will let you know tomorrow is Sunday, the first Sunday of the month. And so that's when we have our Long Beach Beekeeper meetings, and those are available for members. So if you're interested, you can join us at longbeachbeekeepers.com, or is it .org? If you search for it, you'll see it. And then you can join. Membership is really reasonable. I believe it's, maybe someone can help me with that. I think it's $20 per month. $20 per year, so it's like hardly anything. And if you want to take our Be Prepared Beginning Beekeeping class, that's going to be starting, I believe, this week, April 6th. So we hold those as, yep, even though it's Easter, if you want to catch us, we're going to still be going over it. They're also recorded, so you don't have to feel like you're missing out on anything. And then you can go ahead and then take a look and see what's happening at the Bee Club. Be prepared again. If you go to Long Beach Beekeepers, the website, you'll find classes, and under classes you can sign up. And they're calming down. They haven't exactly decided to go back inside though, so we shall see how that goes. So Be Prepared class coming up, 3 online evening sessions, Tuesday 7 to 9, and then we have an in-person with appropriate measures like wearing masks, and also making sure that if you, of course, if you're sick, that you just reschedule. And it is an excellent opportunity to be able to just participate in beekeeping hands-on. It's a good way to see if it's the right hobby for you, because some people it's magic at the very first moment, and then for some people they're like, ooh, this is maybe a little more than I'm ready for. So again, first Sunday of the month will be our Long Beach Beekeeper Club meeting. You can join us on Facebook, where you can have some conversation. And then we also have our Be Prepared class that is coming up April 6th. All right, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful Saturday. And we will catch you somewhere in the beekeeping universe. Bye.